Hey everyone, Average FPV here, and today we are going to do some endurance testing using an endless mission. So we're at our usual field. There's a bit windy today, so we'll see how that affects the endurance of things. But before we get the ZOHD Talon 250G into the air, there's a couple things I need to check. So first of all, we quickly have to check if the mission is still on the FC. Should be this one. Yeah, so here we have it. It's a pretty simple mission. It's just a figure 8 repeating indefinitely across this field. So that seems to be fine. And the second thing is I forgot which switch is for starting the navigation, but it looks like it's the
flip.
Yeah, okay.
Flip.
So with these two things in mind, I think we can start. So it is super windy. I'm gonna be in the car later on, but we do have, yeah, everything seems to be fine. So let's go. So now it started the waypoint mission. It is pretty windy, so I'll stay outside just for one round and then go inside the car. All right, so we're back in the warm car. The radio, the mission is running. Yeah, it's jumping nicely between once it reaches waypoint 9 back to 1, which was something I wanted to test. And now it's just doing figure 8s for I don't know how long. We'll see. I'll check in once in a while. I mean, for now it's been doing 3 kilometers and it's still at 3.9 volts, so you know, no worries so far. All right, I'll check in later. So we've just passed the 10K mark and the battery is still at 3.78. It's been doing figure 8s for 12 minutes now, so still a bit to go. I have to say, it feels strange though, just sitting in the car doing nothing. Just a little bit before that, I got a little startled because my remote suddenly gave me an inactivity alarm, which obviously I'm not used to because I'm always actively flying. But yeah, I'll check in another couple minutes or if something bad happens. One thing that keeps bugging me is that for some reason the goggles, they always beep with low battery warning, although the goggle batteries, they are still full. I mean, it's 3 out of 4. Never had that before, so I'm not sure exactly what's gonna happen. I'm just hoping that it doesn't mean that at some point the goggles just shut off and then I have to see where the plane is and land it manually. But yeah, it's been beeping for about like 5 minutes now. So fingers crossed that this part goes well. And sorry for the dirty lens. I'll clean it when I'm home. Yeah, trying to see if I can locate the plane in this gray sky. And oh yeah, there it is. You can see it, maybe if I zoom in. There it is. You can see it flying. Yeah, so it's happily doing figure 8s. There is quite some wind though. I mean, not sure if you can see it in the grass. I mean, it's not too terrible, but definitely more than I would have said the Talon 250 can handle. But for now, it's happily doing its round, and we'll we'll see is if these birdies here, if they'll attack it. We'll see. I mean, they're getting a bit closer. I'm not sure if that's coincidence or if they have spotted the plane. We'll see. We'll see. So back in the car, we've just hit 20 kilometers and we're still at 3.63 volts. Flight time is 23 minutes. And yeah, it's happily cruising along. The wind has been picking up, so you know, downwind it goes, I think, like 70 kilometers an hour, and it automatically throttles down. And then upwind, I think it drops down to like 40 kilometers an hour ground speed. Yeah, but it's definitely good to see that it can handle a bit of wind. So we're approaching the 30-minute mark and the battery is currently at 3.53 volts. So still plenty of power in that pack. As you know, I'm using the ZOHD Li-ion pack, the lithium ion pack, the 3S version. I think it's 3,500 milliamps if I'm not mistaken. And the minimum cell voltage is 2.5 volts. Now I won't run it until 2.5 volts, I think. I'll try to land at around maybe 3-ish. But yeah, still a while to go. So I'll check in later. Goggle voltage is also down to 50%. So I definitely have to see. Might be that the plane flies longer than the goggles have power, which again hasn't been a problem in my usual flying because I do short flights, freestyle flights, whether it's drones or planes. It's 5 minutes, maybe 7, and then somebody else flies and I turn my goggles off in the meantime. So when I go flying for an afternoon, these are plenty. I think they're pretty handy because you can charge them via USB-C. They're the DJI old goggles pack. And they've been doing fine, but this might actually be the first instance where I have to abort the flight because the goggles batteries are empty. So we just hit 30k, so let's do a quick check. So flight distance is 30.7, battery voltage is 3.46, flight time is 35 minutes, and yeah, let's check the other batteries as well. The goggle batteries are two blinking, and the remote battery is at 7.3 volts. So now it's yeah, big question, which battery dies first? I'll let you know in a minute. So we're approaching 45 minutes and everything is blinking. This thing is almost empty. We are at 3.32 volts on the plane, and this one here also has something to say.
Inactivity alarm.
Yeah, so you see how boring it is. Okay, I'll check in later. Okay, so we've just hit 45 kilometers. We're at 3.2 volts on the plane side. And here we're down at 1 battery. So right now I'm just waiting for this thing to start to blink. At which point I don't know if I still have 5 minutes left or 30 seconds or what. So as soon as this thing starts blinking, I will just go out of the mission and bring her in for a landing. And then next time we'll definitely take a bigger normal 4S LiPo to power the goggles. So yeah, right now just observing this light and the values in the goggles, and I'll let you know when everything starts to blink. Well, just started blinking, so that's it. We are at 46.4 kilometers, 53 minutes. I'll bring her in for a landing now. All right, that's it. We'll go retrieve the plane. So here we are. Who would have thought that the goggle battery is going to be the first one that depletes? But yeah, landing went fine. As you see, the plane has been repaired from the previous crash, and yeah, I'll check back in at home. All right, so we're back at the desk. It's the next day, and I did some number crunching. So for every kilometer, I recorded the time and the battery cell voltage. To get the final view on things, yeah, we landed at 74.2 kilometers, and the minimum cell voltage around kilometer 45 was 3.22 volts. And after that, I mean, you see the initial drop from powering it on to auto launch, and then it was pretty stable. The small differences is because depending on where in the figure eight it was, and there was a 20-meter climbing and declining in each round, and against the wind or with the wind, I think that's what the difference is. But generally has been steadily declining, with around dropping the cell voltage 0.146 volts per cell per 10k. And then, as you know, I had to land. So here's when I disengaged the mission, went down the throttle and just glided to a landing. So obviously the cell voltage recovered to 3.34. Now what I did is a little bit of extrapolation of where this might go. And if we take all the average values, etc., then we should theoretically get to not 95, but 93 kilometers, I think. Yeah, 93 kilometers in 1 hour, 47 minutes and 14 seconds before we reach 2.5 volts per cell, which is the minimum that the battery wants to have. Now, obviously, these theoretical values and things are going to drop, etc., so I don't suspect I'll ever reach 90k. But what I want to try next is get to 3.0 volts or do something around this 60k mission. And yeah, other things to factor in is obviously the wind picked up, which in a figure eight doesn't make much of a difference, I think, except for servos being more active. We had the height adjustment always going on, and the VTX has been running at 1 watt, mainly because if I ever want to do a long range, I will run VTX at 1 watt or 1.2. So yeah, testing endurance with 25 milliwatts didn't make sense. But that's it for now. I might try it again with bigger goggle batteries, and definitely when it's warmer outside. So it might take a month or two until I continue this journey, but for now, yeah, pretty happy. Still impressed with how it handled the endurance of this small little plane. So thanks for watching this long video, and see you.